Is there anyone having a better year in 2025 than Bad Bunny? After releasing an incredible and wildly successful album, which led to a record-breaking number of nominations at the Latin Grammy Awards, he's now just been announced as the halftime performer for Super Bowl 2026, the first ever solo Latin artist to perform on that stage. But I know you didn't click on this video for any of that. We're here to talk about the shoes. And in this video, we're going to be looking into, in my opinion, one of the best models from the partnership between Bad Bunny and Adidas, this time on the Adizero SL72. So this is my first time reviewing the Adizero SL72 on the channel. It released towards the end of last year for the first time in 3 different colorways. A blue pair, then there was a maroon colorway, and also this clean off-white version. And just like his previous Adidas collaborations, Bad Bunny managed to do something that he's pretty good at doing, which is to completely redesign a shoe and put his own interpretation on it. If you've been following my channel or my podcast for a while, then you've heard me say this before. I think that Bad Bunny is one of the most underrated shoe collaborators out there right now, because he doesn't just give us new colorways of existing models or just makes subtle design changes that are a bit uninspiring. He will totally redesign a shoe, whether it be the Campus, the Gazelle, or the Response CL, so you gotta give him some respect for that. Even though you might not like all of his collaborations, at least the guy is putting all his effort into it. And every model and colorway so far takes inspiration from his Puerto Rican culture and his memories, and he's done it again with this one, the SL72. This original model actually goes all the way back to the 70s. It was a performance runner for Olympic athletes. But for this pair, what Bad Bunny has done is that he's taken the upper from the traditional SL72, but the bottom half of the shoe comes from the newer Adizero models, which makes the shoe slightly thicker and less low profile, but at the same time it makes it a lot more bouncier and more comfortable. I actually own a traditional pair of SL72s. As you can see, the sneaker is very low profile and it's quite narrow, and you'll notice that the outsole is quite different. It's got all these ridges on there. You can just see how different this Bad Bunny version looks. It looks a lot more modern, but also kind of retro at the same time. And one thing that's very, very obvious when holding these two shoes in hand is that this shoe almost feels half as light as the originals, and just wearing these on feet, they're just way more comfy to walk in. This particular brown and clear pink colorway actually takes its inspiration from several other Bad Bunny models in the past, and they released this colorway to celebrate 5 years of Bad Bunny's and Adidas's partnership already. The colorway is a mix of some of Bad Bunny's favorite models, such as the Easter egg campuses, the first cafe, and also the blue tint versions. So what you pretty much have here is a collage of different colorways on your feet. Also, one thing I did notice with this shoe is that they were surprisingly more difficult to get than the first 3 colorways of this model that released. If I look on the Adidas app right now, they're completely sold out. They're completely sold out in most sizes at most retailers here in Europe. Whereas the first couple of colorways, I remember those went on sale pretty much everywhere, at least in Europe it did. Not sure if it's because this pair was more limited or if people just preferred this colorway, but I think it's quite clear that this brown and clear pink version is the most popular one to drop so far. You get the standard Adidas and Bad Bunny box that you've been getting on a lot of his collabs lately, like even the ballerinas. It features the Adidas logo that's been perforated on there, and it comes with this plastic bag. I wish they kind of gave us a dust bag instead. I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of this plastic bag is. I guess maybe if you want to take your sneakers to the beach or something. And the upper of the shoe just has a lot of different materials going on there. So you have the traditional nylon from the original SL72s that you see on most of the upper on the brown sections. Then you have leather on the 3 stripes, the white stripes. As you move down, you have these mesh sections which are stitched onto the shoe, and then also you see these pink sections which are done in like a felt material. There's a few metallic accents on the sneaker as well, on the toe and also near the heel. You have the Para Bad Bunny branding done in gold written on the side of the shoe, and also more gold accents on the back of the sneaker. In fact, you get 2 Adidas logos on the back, the gold logo on the upper heel and then the blue Adidas logo on the bottom. Interesting fact, the original SL72s were the first ever Adidas sneaker that actually featured a trefoil logo. One bit of maybe OCD that I have about this shoe is that you can see that the 3 stripes here, they don't line up perfectly with the blue 3 stripes at the bottom. It's not a big deal. I'm definitely picking at straws a bit here. The midsole is made of Adidas's Adiprene technology. This is in fact a running shoe. And have a look at the outsole as well. A lot of different colors going on there. They come with the standard grayish laces, but then you also, if you want to switch things up, you can switch in these blue laces that the pair comes with, but I'm most likely going to stick with the standard laces on my pair. Some people were concerned that this model looks a bit too bulbous near the toe area, and yes, of course, it's nowhere near as sleek as the original SL72s, but I don't think it looks huge on feet. Like, it doesn't look like a clown shoe or anything like that. The regular Adizeros also have a similar look. The toe box on this pair definitely feels more roomy than a standard SL72. For sizing, I got these in my true size because that's normally what I wear on a pair of SL72s, and they do fit me perfectly. I don't think going half a size down is gonna work well, especially in the toe area. Maybe it is slightly narrow. Nowhere near as narrow as like a Adidas Gazelle or a Samba or anything like that. Definitely not enough to want to go up half a size. I do think for most of you out there, true to size, and this pair is going to fit perfectly. And like I was saying, these just feel very comfy on feet. Way better than a regular SL72. It feels way more responsive and also feels a bit more grippy too. And as I was saying, they're very light, and that's mainly to do with the midsole that they've swapped out here for the Adizeros. I think this colorway too of brown and pinks seem to always go together. I feel like Stussy and Nike were maybe the first to do that colorway combination. It does seem to work really well on sneakers. I think you can wear these with some white pants or some light blue denim and they're gonna pop. Overall thoughts on this shoe, pleasantly surprised. Of course, maybe I'm a bit biased because I'm a huge Bad Bunny fan, but I do think this is one of his better collabs and definitely the best colorway of this model that we've seen so far. Should we do a ranking maybe of my favorite Adidas Bad Bunny models? I would say my favorite model that he's done so far was the Response CL. I also really like the Gazelles, of course. I would say this model would go number 3, and then the Forum, and finally the Campus. That's just my opinion though. Let me know in the comments what's been your favorite Bad Bunny model so far. It's been a while actually since I've sat down and done a full video review of a sneaker, but I did think that this pair deserved one. If you haven't already done so, make sure you are following me on my Instagram. That's where I'm dropping content pretty much daily, and on TikTok as well, dropping reels and short form content on there. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content from me. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and supporting my videos. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.